Hello everyone. In this particular lecture, we are going to study about the particle size distribution of soil, how it is done practically in the laboratory, and how it is analyzed that we are going to study in this particular topic. So, first of all, let us understand that there are various size of particles that are present in a particular soil, and yes, the particle size may vary whether it is fine grained or it is coarse grained. But if I am talking about a broad classification of soil, then any particular particle size that is bigger than 0.075 mm is known as coarse grained soil. And yes, among the coarse grained, there are further classification of soil that we are going to study in detail. But for example, you can count here that are gravel, that can be either sand, that are present in the soil. Whereas any particular particle size that is smaller than 0.075 mm is actually termed as the fine grained soil. And yes, this basic classification is actually important. Among the fine grained soil, we count silt and even clay. But yes, there is an important differentiation in the property of these two type of soil, and that is nothing but that is the cohesion. These fine grained soil are generally cohesive soil, whereas the coarse grained soil are cohesion less. Now, what is mean by cohesion? Cohesion is nothing but that is the force of attraction between the soil solids. So in the cohesive soil, particles are actually bounded together by the force of attraction, and that is nothing but that is the cohesion. So if I am going to deal with a particular cohesive soil, then it will be difficult for me to separate each and every individual soil solid. So for that, we actually perform the sedimentation analysis. For our cohesive soil, we actually perform sedimentation analysis for the particle size distribution. Whereas for the cohesionless soil, we simply perform our sieve analysis. And in this particular lecture, we are actually going to study about the sieve analysis that is performed for the coarse grained soil. And as I have just now said, that coarse grained soil is nothing but that is a soil that is having particle size bigger than 0.075. So now, first of all, make a note, whenever we are actually studying the sieve analysis, it is performed for the coarse grained soil only. Why it is performed only for the coarse grained soil? The reason is very clear. What is the reason? That it is difficult to separate individual solids on a sieve of a fine grained soil on a sieve. Fine, so that is the reason that why we don't perform sieve analysis for fine grained soil, because its individual solid cannot be separated very easily when we are actually performing the sieve analysis. Now, what is a sieve analysis? Sieve analysis, very simple procedure that actually we are going to stack different opening size of sieves on each other. Like for example, this is the stack of the sieves that are having different openings. So let us suppose that these are total some number of sieves. On the top, we are going to keep a sieve having biggest opening. So on the top, what we keep, that is the sieve of biggest opening, whereas at the bottom we keep a pan, whereas above pan there will be a sieve having a fine opening. So obviously as we go downwards from the top, from here to here, as we go in the downward direction, we will see that the size of the sieve opening will keep on reducing. And what is sieve? Sieve is nothing but that is actually composed of two different set of wires that are actually installed at an angle of 90 degree. So these are the two different set of wires. And if I am talking about the opening size of this particular wires, this opening size is actually calculated in mm, whereas there is another term that is the number of the sieve, or that is also sometimes known as designation of the sieve, which is nothing but which is the number of openings, of the sieve per square inch. And yes, as you might have guessed, if the opening size is smaller, then the number of openings in 1 square inch will be more. So if opening size is small, then we can easily predict that the number of sieve will be more. Fine. And yes, there is a standard table also that is giving us that what are the different size of sieves that we use, and you can here now see that table here also. So this is the table. Here you can see that if I am talking about a sieve having an opening size of 50.8 mm, then that will be termed as 2 inch. But if we go down to 4.75 mm openings, then there are total 4 openings in 1 square inch. That is why it is designated as number 4 sieve. Similarly, as we go down and we see that the opening size is 0.075, then that particular sieve is termed as 200 number sieve. So more is the number of the sieve, smaller is the opening size. I hope now you understood that how the number of the sieve is related with the opening size of the sieve. Now let us understand more that when we perform sieve analysis, obviously first of all what we are going to do is to check that how much amount of fine-grained solids are present there. If there is any fine-grained solid, then we have to deduct that from the total mass of the soil. So now what we are going to take here, we are only going to take some coarse-grained soil. So we are actually going to take some coarse-grained soil only. And after that, this particular soil is taken. This soil is now dried and its dried mass is taken. And this dried mass is then dumped into the topmost sieve. If the whole mass is dumped on the top sieve, now we actually shake the tower of a sieve. And this shaking is actually done either using the mechanical shakers, or we can also shake the sieve tower by hand. And after around 10 minutes or even more, when we are satisfied that whatever particle want to pass down a particular sieve have already passed out, then we stop the shaking, and now we actually calculate the weight of soil solids that are retained on each of the sieve. So weight of solids that are retained on each of the sieve is now calculated. And finally, this weight is now reported directly into a table in which we are going to understand that how we will perform the calculation. Now let us understand that this is your sieve and there are various sieves that you have used here. Let us suppose that 10 mm sieve is used, 20 mm sieve is used, then 4.75 mm sieve is used, then 2.36 mm sieve is used, 1.18 mm sieve is used, and let us suppose that you have also used 425 micron sieve, and finally you have used 75 micron sieve. Yes, 75 micron is nothing but that is your 0.075 mm. And after doing your sieve analysis, you have noted down that what is the weight of soil that is retained on any particular sieve. And yes, that weight will be noted down in gram. I am assuming that you have already observed that particular weight. And for example, on 20 gram sieve we have observed that is 200 gram is retained, and below that 150 gram is present, below that 100 gram is present, then below that we have observed that 250 gram is present. And what is the total right now? That is 350 plus 100, that is 450, 450 plus 250, that is 700, and below that let us suppose 100 gram is retained, and here you have observed that 150 gram, and below that see that was 700, and this is already 50 gram is present. So what actually I was doing right now, that just to make our calculation simple, you can simply add all these two. So these are 350, 350, 450, 450 and 250, that is 700, 700 and 250, that is 950, and 50, that is 1000 gram. So for our easy calculation, I have taken that the total mass of the soil is 1000 gram. So that is the observation that you did from the sieve analysis. After that, what you are going to do, you are actually going to make another column in which you are going to calculate that what is the cumulative weight retained. And what is cumulative weight retained? That is the total of all the sieves that are present at that level and above that. So for example, above 20 mm there is no another sieve, only 20 mm sieve is present, so the cumulative weight will be 200 gram. After that, 200 plus 150, that is 350 will be kept here. After that, 350 plus 100, that will be 450 gram. After that, 450 plus 250, that is 700 gram. 700 plus 100, that is 800 gram. After that, 800 plus 150, that is 950 gram. And 950 plus 50, that will be 1000 gram. So obviously these two should be matching here. This is your column number 3, and after that now you are going to calculate that what is the percentage cumulative weight retained. Cumulative weight retained, what is the percentage value? So obviously the total value is 1000 gram. Out of 1000, this 200 gram is nothing but that is 20%. This 350 is nothing but that is 35%. 450 is 45%. 700 is 70%. 800 gram is 80%, and 950 is 95%, and 1000 is again 100%. Now the last column that we are going to actually calculate here is the percentage finers. And percentage finers, what you can do here, that is equals to be 100 minus percentage cumulative weight retained. So just subtract these values from 100, and hence you will get 100 minus 20, that is here you will get 80. 100 minus 35, you will get 65. 100 minus 45, you will get 55. 100 minus 70, you will get 30. 100 minus 80, you will get 20, and again 100 minus 95, you will get 5, and again 100 minus 100, you will get 0. So from here This calculation shows us that as the size of the sieve decreases, the percentage finer is also decreasing. So I am just making a note here that what is the note here, that as size of sieve is decreasing, size of sieve decreases, what we have observed here, that the percentage finer is also decreasing. So this is the observation that I wanted you to make here from this table, and obviously the values of these table are going to be plotted on a particular graph to form the particle size distribution curve that we are going to study in our next lecture. Till then, keep learning, keep growing.